I'll be real with y'all, man. I didn't want to show up today. I didn't want to talk on camera today. I admit that I only want to be visible, whether that's on camera, in public, around girls, whatever, right? When I'm feeling my best, when I feel I'm in my best form, right? Well, what I'm doing right now, man, is knowing and taking the action to prove that I'm my full self, regardless of where I'm at on any sort of cycle, high, low, whatever it is, right? So, being real with y'all, man. I have a story to share with y'all that hopefully will help you. And I'm also just thinking out loud, right? Part of me recording these videos is to just document my process, because I'm going through my own process. This channel is not supposed to be guru teaches clueless motherfuckers how to know. This channel is certainly not no alpha male bullshit. You already know that, man. This channel is authentic. And by me speaking out loud what I'm going through, thinking out loud and sharing my healing process, my identity transition, my growth journey, right? Maybe that will help you. That's the goal. So I want to tell you a story about identity. When we get too far outside of our own identity, right? I talk a lot about identity, I know, but it's a very interesting topic and a very important topic for your growth. And I think it's a topic that doesn't get brought up enough, especially in like self-help and stuff. I mean, what I see in self-help is a lot of surface level stuff, and that can be good for if you're just starting out, but I think you guys are advanced enough, right? You've done enough work to, the identity is the deepest level, right? My coach looks at it in terms of behaviors at the top level, the vices, the things we do, right? Beliefs on a deeper level, what we believe about ourselves, are we worthy, or blah, blah, blah. What we believe about the world, other people, men, women, all that. And then on the deepest level, identity. And so we're working in the deepest level, right? All of my videos are on that deepest level. Because I think you guys are ready. And look, that's just what I'm going through. So identity, let's rewind one year from right now. 365 days ago, what did my life look like? I'm recording this right now from the US in a comfy, nice house here in Texas where I'm from, working a normal job, right? Doing the standard US thing. Rewind 365 days, it was very different. It was, my life looked like me ripping a fucking motorcycle down a mountain, riding alongside a fellow man who was very strong and free and independent, just like me. You know, basically just feeling fucking dangerous and free, and alive, right? Going to faraway places, taking risks, facing fears, not doing anything illegal, not selling drugs, not doing shit wrong, but just living this very bold, aggressive, fierce, independent way. And really, I just had the one friend at the time, my boy from Germany, who I happened to meet out there. And we just clicked, man, because we were on the same thing. And something we would say a lot was, be free or die trying, right? Meaning, we're going to break out of the fucking standard hamster wheel bullshit, right? One way or another. Or we'll just die going for it. And so, jungle, motorcycles, strong men, hot women, freedom, right? A lot of freedom talk, building my own brand, right? And this is what inspired my brand Grow Dangerously, because it was this almost paradox of personal development, personal growth, personal evolution, right? Kind of that side of things, but it had this sharp edge to it as well. because it wasn't the traditional like go into a room with a shrink and everything's saved and there's a, you know, incense, not an incense, a little water vapor thing, whatever the fuck that's called, right? Not to hate on that, I've done all that. It wasn't your typical personal growth. It was this kind of like edgy thing, right? And so I was forming a new identity, basically, right? Because before I was corporate, I was safe route, college, engineering, you know, oil and gas, working in Texas, doing the thing my daddy did and doing the thing his daddy did, right? Very familiar, very safe. And now I found myself out in an unknown land, friend, you know, closest friend from a different country, all of these new things, man, all of this. I was forming a new identity, and then I put branding around it with my actual company, with my brand. But it was all happening very quickly. And we know that when the identity seeks to change very quickly without integration, the old identity is gonna fucking pull that bungee cord in. You guys know I love that term, the bungee cord of identity, because that's how it works. We try to move too quickly away from our old self. It's the lifetime fat person who gets on Ozempic, right? Or gets well, previously it was like they got the surgery, right? Or maybe they did the actual weight loss in the gym. But their identity was still tied to, I'm the fat guy, I'm the big guy, I'm safe being bigger, I'm bigger than everyone, I'm distanced from the world in that way. And they went back to being fat, despite every good intention to be fit and skinny and it's good for their health and they know it's the best for them. Their identity was still, I'm large. And so, I mean, people fucking binge eat in their sleep when they go through those journeys, man. That shows you how powerful the subconscious identity is. And so, you guys know I love that term, the bungee cord of identity, because that's how it works. And so for me, check this out, this is crazy. For me, I had gone so far outside of my comfort zone. And I loved it. Grow dangerously, man. Grow through risk-taking. Grow through edginess. Grow into this fucking badass motherfucker. And mate's spilling here. And how that looked for me in practice, in day-to-day experience, when the old identity called was, I felt really guilty. You know, you've ever heard of survivor's guilt, right? People that survive a war, or they make it out of poverty, or they immigrate to a better country, they feel that shame and guilt for having made it, because all the people they know didn't, right? Everyone they grew up with is back home, struggling still. It was kind of that experience, right? Of everybody I know, right? I mentioned my daddy did it, his daddy. Everybody I grew up with, when I check in with them, texting, what you doing, man? I'm just working. Fucking sucks. Just whatever. You know, whatever. Why am I out here living this incredibly alive and free life? And I felt immense guilt. And honestly, I felt so much that I came back to struggle with them. I'm here. It wasn't, I didn't run out of money. Nobody told me I had to go back. All it was but something made me go back. And what that something was the old identity. Shout out to Danny McAtee, you love him to death. That's my coach. The way he described it when I told him all this was, yeah, your old identity is kind of like slaves with the collar around their neck in the chain gang. And your old identity said, hey, I know you took these collar off. You started doing your own thing. Who the fuck do you think you are? You really thought you were that guy? No. Come on back. come on, put this back on, right? And I did, man, I did. I came back. I got a job working in a steakhouse that I was vastly overqualified for. Kind of gave up on the whole freedom thing, and I just struggled with everyone else. It's like me going back to the country I escaped so I could go suffer with everyone else. And I'm not saying the U.S. that's a whole different topic, but it's not the same as escaping a war. It's not the same as escaping a third world poverty country, right? It's not the same. But I'm saying it is the same in the sense of I need to go back and struggle with everyone else, right? Because the old identity came calling. And I'm hoping that this story helps you to either A, understand something that you've experienced in the past, or B, understand something that you are about to experience, right? Because if any of this resonated, then I assume that you have either gone on a journey or you will go. And look, guys, we're working in some deep territory, right? This is the deepest level that you can work on. And I'm going back. I'm leaving the US once again. And this time it is with an integrated identity, a new identity that is integrated, not 100%, but close. It is with a deep sense of self-trust. It is with a deep knowing, right? We've talked about this before. No longer do I have to question it. Am I really worthy of a good life? Am I really worthy of good things? Am I really acceptable? Can I do this without the permission of someone else? People that are very close to me are already protesting me leaving the US again. Are you sure, CT? Are you gonna be a good boy? Are you gonna be able to handle all that? And it's I know deeply that I need no one's permission to make a decision, and I trust myself fully to make the right move. So hopefully this helps, guys. Thanks.